A very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Friday, the 20th of March, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. I was telling you yesterday, I can actually hear the music now. I've changed something with my computer. It makes no difference to you whatsoever. I've changed something to my computer, so I can now hear the music kind of exactly as you hear it. You don't want to know how loud that is in here. I've got the bass turned right up. It's such a powerful tune that. I'm so glad I discovered that. Very good morning to you. I'm not sure about the look this morning. As you all know, I'm running out of shirts at the moment, and this is actually a hooded shirt. But you haven't seen one of these before. Look at this, look, a hooded shirt. Now that's, I don't know about that look. Not sure about that look, but I tucked the hood in, and that just looked awful. It just didn't look right. So I've kind of put it behind the jacket. That's not too bad, is it? I think this could be a new trend. I think I'm going to be a, what is it called? Those things on YouTube, an influencer. Possibly I'm an influencer. Soon everyone will be walking, hopefully not outside, in your homes. Stay at home. Everyone will be walking around like this now. I am a leader, a market leader, boys and girls. That's exactly what I am this morning. We seem to have a little bit of an issue. I don't think it's this end, but yesterday's show, I've had a couple of reports this morning that people trying to watch, let's try it now. I'm not quite sure what's happened, but people trying to watch yesterday's show, with a couple of YouTube issues at the moment, people trying to watch yesterday's show were getting an odd picture on their mobile devices. Now, if you've been watching it on a television or a computer, I think that's okay from what I gather, but certainly I tried it as well this morning. Let me see if I can show it to you. It's the weirdest thing. There's the live one. There's yesterday's show. Let me just wait for the advert to run around and I'll see if I can show it to you. It seems to have gone in like a 360 mode. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So, we're not quite sure what's happened. It's only the show yesterday. Isn't that the strangest thing? And even if I turn it around like that, it's kind of, if I move it round like that, it seems to have gone really odd on a mobile device. If you've got another device with you, can you see if you can see yesterday's show? And look, I mean, if I do that, it's like you're moving like a 360 video type thing. Now, I think it's only on yesterday's show for some reason. I do have a setting that you're supposed to switch if you're going to do a 360 video. I've never done them. I'm not keen on them, to be honest, those 360 effect videos. But if I look at the show the day before that, which will be Thursday, now that appears fine. You see? Look, that appears fine. That's not doing it. So it's only yesterday's show that the problem seems to exist. And as I say, it's people with mobile devices that seem to be having the problem there. Really odd. Really, really odd that. Also, another issue seems to be occurring at the moment is that not everyone's getting their YouTube notifications. We do seem to have that occasionally. Actually, a couple of our silent viewers sent me a little message yesterday, boys and girls, and they told us they're not getting the notification like yesterday morning or last night as well. So that may be an issue as well. As you know, I always put a little message onto the Facebook, on my Facebook wall. On Facebook, I'm Chris Reardon UK, all right, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. And I always put a little message on there saying that there's a show about the start and it gives you the approximate time. I think it was a bit early today. It doesn't matter. It's 10 past 10 this morning. I think we started about 8 minutes past or whatever. It doesn't matter. Although some people like to point that out. Oh, you said it was going to be on at 10 past 10 today. You started at 7 minutes past 10. It bemuses me to understand how people want to point out little things like that, which are completely irrelevant, really, when you think about it. I try and be on time. Sometimes it's a bit earlier than the time stated. Sometimes a bit later if I've run into some sort of problem at the last minute. Believe me, before I push that go live button, I've checked everything's working. And you can be doing it, and then just suddenly something just stops working or doesn't work. as it normally does, which is the weirdest thing. So that's the YouTube issues. Now, last night, we had a lovely show last night where some wonderful callers come in. In particular, I think caller of the night has got to be Glenda. I think last night, who watches in Pennsylvania. She's been with the show for some time now, a long time. It was always a pleasure. She calls a few times a year. I would imagine it's quite an expensive thing for her to do that. And we were talking about the differences in America and here in the UK with like queues in shops and running out of things while this ghastly virus thing is there. So that was the caller of the night last night. We had many callers last night. Matty, I think we had George called in. Roy Brownlow called in. I think that was it. About four or five callers last night. So that was nice in about 2 hours. Lovely. Really, really nice to talk to those people last night. And the show went on, as you well know if you were with us. Good morning, everyone. I'll come to your messages quite quickly this morning. Just give me a second or two. So we got to the end of the show. And then I'm running the music. And once again, I have it really loud in here, that music. Really, I have to close the windows. It's so loud. The bass full up. Boom, boom. But that music, right? Okay. And there we are. And I'm just about to shut down. And I realised I hadn't done the raffle tickets. I completely forgot last night to do the raffle tickets. And, you know, I can't believe that there's anyone who just watches the show to get their raffle ticket. Surely not. Surely not. And I started seeing these messages come up saying tickets. Of course, by that point, it's too late. It's too late because I see the messages like about 20 to 25 seconds after I've said something. Okay, so although I've said this now at 10, 12 and 40 seconds, you won't see it until 10, 12 and 20 and 15 seconds. By which time you've put the message on there, another 15 seconds has passed. So it was far too late to do it. So if you've emailed in this morning for a raffle ticket last night, then there weren't any. So if there weren't any for the live viewers, there isn't any for anyone, to be fair on that. I just completely forgot to do the raffle tickets. What a terrible thing. But it's just a good job that none of you just watch the show to get the raffle tickets. You're here for the content and the entertainment. I know that for a fact. Right, so that's the raffle tickets. Let's have a look who's here today, shall we? On this lovely Friday morning. Good morning to Dr. Gregorian. Hello to you, sir. Michael Pullman is there. Morning, Michael. Michael's had a problem with his shopping, haven't you? I saw that on your wall this morning. Michael's had to go to several shops to get all his shopping list sorted there. Diane Jebb, good morning to you. Hello to Mick Davenport. Excellent, he's had his meds delivered. I might consider actually that. I don't know how you do that. Instead of having to go to the chemist, you can have them delivered, can't you? I do have to go to the chemist later to pick up a little asthma thing and to post your bits and pieces. Now, I've been thinking about this posting thing. I don't really want to have to go into a post office right now. Okay? So, what I've decided to do is with all prizes and raffle prizes, I can order stamps from Amazon. Okay? Or whoever. There's several people do stamps. I can order stuff from Amazon. I've got some plastic envelopes here. So, I'll try. I'm pretty sure how much stamp to put on something now. I've kind of, over the last few months, I've kind of learnt that a first class stamp on everything doesn't quite cut it. And some of you, when we started sending out stuff, indeed, you would get little cards through the doors saying you owe £1.50 on the postage. But I've kind of got used to that now. That's not happening anymore. So what I've decided to do is, as you win prizes or buy things or buy things, a few people bought stuff last night, a couple of T-shirts. I think there was a hat that Mick bought, and it's all in the envelopes, ready to be posted in the letterbox. One of the T-shirts we've got to have made because, believe it or not, there's no medium T-shirts. The medium T-shirts were really slow going, so I didn't bother getting any done this time. What I've got done is large and extra large and extra large. They're the only T-shirts I've got at the moment in both colours, white and black. All right. Someone wanted a medium one last night, and I thought we had one. So he sent a super chat thing, a 15 quid super chat, I think he sent. And when I went downstairs and finished the shower, I discovered I didn't have any medium ones at all in black or white. So he's having one made for him. And Lee, the lad who makes the T-shirts, will be able to do that hopefully sometime at the weekend and then post it direct to you. All right, rather than coming through me. Because usually we get all these T-shirts done like, 10 at a time, 20, maybe 20 at a time. And then they come to me and then I send them out. Well, that all takes time, doesn't it? And plus it's extra postage as well, which I never thought about before. That is extra postage. So it'll be coming direct to you from Lee, whoever that was. I think it was David. And he's got it, has he got it for his missus or something like that? All right, David? So that should be coming to you and hopefully will be posted out on Monday. Fingers crossed. All right? So that's all right. I'll be able to post hats and T-shirts, pens, fridge magnets. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Just a moment. There we are, that's better. All those things I can post, no problem, on my own back, right? The one thing that I need to go into the post office to post is these clocks. Clocks. So these are not going to go out for now. All right? I don't want to go into a post office unless I absolutely have to. Now, I can either keep these as a bingo prize, or if you want to buy one, of course, right? I can keep these as a bingo prize. And then as you win them, I will keep them. And then when, hopefully, if we all get through this, then I will post them off. Or do you think I should remove them from the bingo prizes altogether? Otherwise, it starts creating confusion. 2 weeks down the line, oh, I still haven't got my clock yet. No, that's because there's still people dying, darling. So shall we keep those as prizes and keep doing them? And then as people win them, I'll just put them on the side. What do you think? I'm not sure what to do about that one. I shall listen to you and see what you think about that. That's what I'm tending to go with. Or do you think that might start getting a little bit messy? But you said, and it might be a little bit like that, and I don't like hassle or confrontation, as you well know. I can't bear it. So see what you think about that one, boys and girls, and I'll await your messages on that. Good morning to Diane Jebb. Morning, Diane. Hello to Colin Coates. Welcome to you, Colin. Why are you looking like a chav this morning, says Mick? For Mark Bowles, of course. What a stupid question. For Mark Bowles. Mark Bowles likes the chavvy look. I can add to it if you want me to. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. There you go, Mark. All right, Mark, mate. There you go. How are you today, Mark? All right. All right. Stupid question, Mick. Why are you looking like a chuck? Because Mark Bowles is here, that's why. Morning to Gavin Bass. Hello to you. Adrian Richardson in the house. Hello. There's my lovely Rachel. She buys everything, don't you, Rachel? Hello, Rachel. All right, sweetheart. Hello to Ray Reynolds. Good morning to isolators all over the world. We are in isolation. Isolation. TGFV Tay in the house this morning. Good morning, Tay, 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 Tay. Yes, it is. Yes, ticks for last night. Now you give 3 ticks for 1. Try that again, Adrian. We don't understand. Mark says, I didn't moan about the raffle, did I? Yes, you did. You were one of the people that sent me a message. What's happened to the raffle tickets? I forgot. That's it. I forgot. So much going on all the time. So much going on. There is an app could echo for your meds. There is an app could echo. Try that again, Gavin. You need to check what you're writing, boys and girls. I can't decipher it sometimes. There is an app, okay, that you could use for your meds, that you could get for your meds. I use it. Oh, okay. Now, how does that work then? If you want your meds delivered, right, do you have to register or something? Do you just tell the doctor? Not quite sure how that works. That would be an excellent thing. Then I wouldn't have to go in the chemist, would I? Because I know some people think I'm really being stupid about this, but I'm trying to cut myself off from as many people as possible. I really am. You know, we're trying to, it's an awful thing. We're trying to survive here, aren't we? We're trying to survive. Rachel, you shouldn't need to do tickets on a phone-in show, Chris. Just your talk shows in the morning. Thank you. Rachel's on my side. See, she's not a greedy person. Rachel hasn't gone out and bought 2 million toilet rolls. She hasn't got the problems that some of you have got with your stomachs. Perhaps if you just ate a bit less, it might help. Where are we now? Good morning, Claire. There's the delightful Claire. Morning. Bad experience in Tesco yesterday for Claire. She says, I had to wait ages in the queue. Then the cashier started coughing a lot while handling my stuff. Yes, she wiped her hands briefly on one mucky little tissue. That's bothering me as well, Claire. You see, I don't want to go shopping. Seriously, I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to have to go into the chemist. I don't want to have to go anywhere. Really. Really. That is how I feel about the whole situation. You've got kids out there who are still drinking in pubs. We are indestructible. Actually, not only the kids. There's plenty of middle-aged and older people who think they are indestructible. I was watching a video this morning, actually, of a young lady who's gym fit, and she's been in hospital and had the most terrible time. Terrible time. Yes, she came out again. They don't all. Just because you're sitting there as fit as whatever, and you're sitting there as fit as I feel perfectly normal, but I don't know, in 10 minutes' time, suddenly something might hit me down. We don't know. See? Honestly, they're just so blasé about it. I can't believe it, as people just going out to the shops, wandering around. Some people going out to shops and looking for clothes and stuff like that. For God's sake, you can't be that desperate you need clothes. Blimey. Madness. Sorry to hear that. That is an awful experience, Claire. That is a dreadful experience. I would have taken a step back and walked out. Seriously, I would have done, personally, myself, Claire. That's just dreadful. Of course, not the girl on the till's fault. It just happened, didn't it? You know, didn't do it on purposely, really, but nevertheless, it happened, didn't it? Mick reckons I should hold on to the prizes. Mark says hold on, but keep them in the bingo. As in keep them in the bingo, I reckon. Rachel, yes, no. Are you the only one with a clock? No, someone won a clock. One of these silent bingo players won a clock either this Sunday or the Sunday before. 2 clocks have gone out, I think. Just 2. Yeah. They are a bit pricey to buy, as you know. The clocks are £25 on PayPal or £35 Super Chat if anyone wants one. But as I say, I think I don't have to go to the post office today. No, everything can go in a letterbox. No, from now, I'm not going to send that. That's the only thing I can't send out, okay? So if anyone buys one, no one's going to buy one anyway. If anyone wins one, I'll put it on the side. And you may be waiting a few months for that before I'm brave enough to go. Either that or I'll just go in a plastic bag, you know. I'll encase myself in a plastic bag. It's funny. Over the months, we do our little jokes and bits like that, and I often say stuff like, you know, if you've got any children and they come to the swimming pool, you know, before they go in that swimming pool, they need to be enclosed in a sealed plastic bag so that they don't mess in the pool. And here we are now actually talking about it. Funny, isn't it, really? I thought you'd like that, Mark. That was especially for you this morning, my darling. All right. Hello to Mandy Davenport is back moaning. A very good morning. I beg your pardon. I'm back. Morning, everyone. Morning to you, Mandy. Morning to you. Stop all the postage until the time is right. Yes, that's a good point, actually, Michael. I can do it here in the UK. You know, I've got the stuff here. I can order stamps. I can order envelopes. I can walk out, push it in a post box and walk away again. Not touch anyone or anything. Okay? Certainly, you bring up a good point there, actually. If you are abroad in any other country except the UK, I think also you will have to wait if you win anything at all. I'll put it on the side because that's a post office trip as well. All right, my darlings. And you know how long you can be stuck in it. It's not like you can sort of hand something to them because they get busy. It's not their fault. It's not like you can, you know, can walk in, there you go, and walk out again. You can be standing in a queue. You know, we don't have the problems with, like, standing in queues of pensioners anymore because that goes straight into their bank. I think it benefits people as well. Oh, the queues that used to be in the post office were unbelievable, especially on pension day. It wasn't the old people's fault. That was just how it was. You know, pension day and benefits day, and everyone's in that queue getting their money and what have you. Now it tends to be paid back straight into their bank account. So that's a good thing. Pensioners don't have to stand in the queue and be sneezed and all that over. So, yeah, good point. So if you're abroad and you win anything at all, you're going to have to go on a little pile over there and I'll take all your details and it'll all be just waiting, literally waiting to go off. All right, my loves? And we'll do the best we can. Mick's driving, so I'm on in the background. Does that work quite well, that, Mick? If you're driving, does it kind of, the video doesn't sort of cut out at all as you're going along, I suppose? I don't know how that works. A very good morning to the delightful LaBelle. I am her emerald-eyed bloke of magic. Bloke of magic, I like that. I do like that. I do like that. Mark's loving the outfit this morning. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. That's all right. You won't be able to keep your hands off me if we ever meet, will you? I know that. I feel sorry for your girlfriend. She'll be in floods of tears, but she'll get over it. They always do. Next! Ray Reynolds, I think you go to the chemist and fill in a form with them for home delivery. Yeah, now I've got, you mean to say I've got to stand there and fill in a form while surrounded by people coughing? That's not appealing to me, Ray. Perhaps I can take the form away and fill it in at home and then deliver it to them or something, I don't know. Or I've arranged to go there in person every 2 months. That works best for me. Well, I mean, if you can go in or out, I tell you what's going to happen today because I've got a little asthma thing to pick up. I've not run out of asthma things. I try to keep a couple in reserve. You know. I don't think you're supposed to do that. We're not talking 10. We're just talking 2. Okay, I try to keep a couple in with reserve. I've got a few asthma things. I'm always terrified of running out of that sort of thing, aren't you? If you're on the meds or anything like that, any sort of meds whatsoever. If you was to run out of it, that frightens me. So I always try and keep a couple in reserve. I've actually got quite a few of them, to be honest. There's 1 in the bike, 2 in the bedroom, 2 downstairs, 2 in the car. So I have got quite a lot. But you don't know how long, you see? You know, you don't know how long. And also, if you get a bit of a chest, you tend to use it more as well, don't you? Thank you, Ray. Gavin says you have to register to use Echo. I can send you the website. Yes, if you could do that in an email, please, Gavin. Much appreciate that, and I'll have a little look at that. There's my email address there, boys and girls. Okay. Adrian says keep hold of the prizes. Okay, so we'll keep the clock in the prizes. All right, we'll keep the clock in there. And everything I can send out, I'll walk to the post box, and that's okay, you know. If I can't, it'll go in a little pile, and we'll start gathering until we can all go out properly again. Claire wanted to leave the shopping, but we have to eat, and I waited for ages so long for the queues to go down. Think I'll keep the small local shops from now. Hygiene is essential. Absolutely, Claire. Absolutely. Claire, I've discovered, go to little, you've probably got a co-op near you. If you go there half an hour before it's due to close, that tends to be really quiet. In fact, I have to say, Aldi, I know whatever supermarket you use, but I haven't been in the last few days. I'm trying not to go in at all anymore. But if you go to Aldi, roundabout, they close at 10 o'clock. If you go there about 9:30, hardly anyone in there. You'll get a few people, but there is indeed hardly anyone in there. You really want to avoid it at this time. I would imagine I'm going to walk down there, as I say, to the chemist later. As I approach, I can see all the shops. If there's too many people around, I'll just turn around and I don't know what I'll do, really. It's just madness, isn't it, that we have to be doing this? God, whoever would have thought 5 weeks ago didn't exist? Didn't exist 5 weeks ago. Mark, don't worry about her. Adrian, are you giving toilet paper as prizes because you got one on your table? Well, I was, but again, I don't think we can get that in the prize thing. That'd have to wait until it's over, so we're removing that now as a prize. No more toilet rolls. No more toilet rolls as prizes. Not that anyone selected that anyway. How high is the volume? Yeah, looks all right at this end. You might have it high at your end, but it does look okay at this end at the moment, Mandy. Thank you. Good morning to Paul in Amsterdam. 4 days into working from home and I'm already frustrated. Oh, Paul, I don't really get bored. I always seem to find stuff to do. I don't find a particularly... I know we've got all these TV channels and all that. I don't find an awful lot to do on the telly, to be honest. Last night I was making some mix music for the pub, Central Station. I'm not sure what's going on there at the moment. I'm getting one lot of stories saying that they're going to close on Saturday. And I'm getting a texts from people who are going to be doing... They've now got someone to do the karaoke. Wayne, who often fills in for me on a Monday night. He's taking the Mondays, and Dave, I think, who filled in for me a couple of Fridays ago, is going to take the Fridays. So that's the text I got. But speaking to the manager yesterday, he was telling me that they were possibly going to close down on Saturday this week. So I don't know. Another one of my friends, Mary and Alan, who host karaoke at the Green Man in Islington, they've chucked the towel in now for a while as well. They're roughly the same age as me, possibly just a touch older than me, but they've chucked the towel in at the moment. And many other karaoke and DJs have now done the same. I seem to have been the first one to do that, but it just frightens me. Good morning to Jason Hughes. Very kind of Sean to buy him a T-shirt last night. Sean Pye, is Sean with us this morning? I haven't seen Sean yet this morning. He bought young Jason Hughes a T-shirt yesterday, which was very kind of him, which is in the envelope. We're just waiting to go down the post office with that. All right, so hopefully you'll have that fairly quickly. Morning to Michael Lawrence. Good morning to you, sir. Paul in Amsterdam went to the food shop at 8:30 in the morning. There was loads of bread and food. Secret is to go early. Perhaps it is there, Paul, but over here they're queuing up at 6 in the morning. They're queuing. I kid you not. They're queuing up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of the supermarkets are opening an hour early for elderly people. I would assume over 60s. I mean, I'm 57. I don't know if I get away with it. Probably not. No, old people means old people. I don't believe in trying to cheat the system. I hate that. I hate people that try and cheat any sort of system, you know. If it's there for old people, it's there for old people over 65s, I would imagine. And some of the shops are doing that at the moment, or trying to do that anyway. Mark's volunteered to help out as security at our local Morrison's for free. They've got to have security now on these places. People are going mad. I've seen a couple of really awful videos on Twitter of people, and they're all in London, shouting and screaming because they want more than what the supermarkets are prepared to give out. There's one bloke, I think bottles of water or something like that, and he was screaming and shouting, and they said, no, well, you'll have to put some of them back. And then they got the security guard, and then it's take your hands off me and all this business. You know the sort. And then he says, right, okay, well, if you let me go out of here, I'm going to get all my mates to come in here and start just nicking everything. What are you going to do there? One of those sort of people, you know. Who the hell do you think you are? All in this together. Who the hell do these people think they are? Paul wishes he could relax. He's got to work 9:30 to 6 o'clock, sat in front of 2 screens. Yeah, well, I'm in front of a screen, but it's not exactly work, is it? You know, I enjoy doing this. I'm very lucky to do this. Morning to Colin K. Hello to you, sir. Rachel says make the most of the internet because tomorrow it's going to be busy. Why tomorrow? Why tomorrow, Rachel? Is there something going on down there tomorrow? Oh, there's Sean. There's Sean, okay. Sean is thanking Jason for his thanks, basically, which is nice. Thank you, Sean. Sean's always buying people bits and pieces, isn't they? What do you mean, Rachel? What's going to be busy tomorrow? What's going to be busy? I'm very concerned that we might have bandwidth reduced. I might have to come to you in standard quality. How awful would that be? Standard quality, I know. Awful. Right, I must show you this. It's a shame Heidi's not with us this morning, but she sent in a little picture. Remember we did a story yesterday with what should you do? We did it last night and yesterday morning actually. What should you do to try and lift not only yours, but everyone else's spirits, anyone. And there's lots of people on videos and Instagram things and TikTok videos and stuff like that, just doing stuff. Some celebrities are on there. Ricky Gervais is doing a little Instagram video to try and lift people's spirits, and I've seen people playing their various instruments. You know, guitars seem to be there, and pianos and things like that. Thank you, Gavin. Just got your email there. And it's a great thing to do. You could do it yourself. I know we have a very large selection of people who do karaoke here. Rachel, she does little videos and films herself. Yvonne, who's not with us today. She hasn't been with us for a couple of days, actually, Yvonne. Hope she's all right. She does little karaoke videos, and a chap as well. Oh, now what's his name? Rachel, who's the bloke's name? He's always putting videos of himself. The one who put too much echo on there, dear. I told him there's too much echo, love. Who's he? He puts little videos up to just entertain people, you know. And remember, whatever you're doing, you won't be everyone's cup of tea, okay? There's plenty of people who don't like what I do. Oh, believe me, there is. I know it's hard to believe, but there is. There's plenty of people who don't like what I do. And there will be people that don't like your singing or don't like your piano playing. But it doesn't matter. You're not playing to them. You're playing to the people that are appreciating what you do. Remember that. Forget the haters. Forget the haters. And I was saying on the show the other day, was it Gary, I think, who's starting his own chat show? And one of the tips I said to him, you know, once you've got going and you've got a few people that like what you do, and we're not talking hundreds, you know, 1 or 2 people who like what you do, then stick to it. If someone else comes along and tries to change what you do because they don't like it, remember the people that are already watching you like what you do. So just carry on doing that and ignore people who try and change you. Unless they are people of great stature, like in my case, Steve Allen, LBC, Nick Ferrari, LBC, Julia Hartley Brewer. If I ever got a message from Julia Hartley Brewer that said something like, hi Chris, quite like what you do, can I just suggest, I would listen to that. I would listen to that. If it came from Mick Davenport, probably ignore him completely. So just remember that. Just remember that when you get a couple of people watching and they like what you're doing, someone else comes along and tries to change it all. Nah, I don't think so. Not unless they are someone of great stature, like one of the people I mentioned, or, you know, I don't know, someone off the telly, some TV producer or something like that. All right. Good morning to Paul and Lou this morning. They've rolled out of bed. Oh, early day for you then. Blimey, some of the time that you two get out of bed is unbelievable. It really is. Morning to Paul and Lou. Welcome to the show. Of course, Rachel, because the children are off school. They'll all be playing computer games, won't they? Thank you, Mark. Of course, they'll all be playing the computer games. Does that use quite a lot of bandwidth, computer games? Does that use quite a lot of bandwidth? I'm sending you a high-definition picture, and it's just a couple of meg, really. It's not very much. I've only got here, I think I've got about a 6 meg upload. Up at the caravan, my upload there is about 20 meg, believe it or not, all over the 4G, which works fantastically nowadays. It's really good up there, and I do hope to be able to go up to the caravan. I really do. I won't necessarily be able to be in contact with anyone, certainly not my great niece Olivia, because she has all these chest problems without needing anything else. I mean, an extra bit of chest problem to her could quite well be absolutely disastrous, really. So I can't go and see my great nephews Harry and Evie, and it's not like they can come to me without Olivia, because it's quite possible that I could give, or indeed they could give me something. You know, they might be carrying something, but I could give them something unbeknown to me, and then they take it back to the little girl, you see. You have to think of these things. You have to think of these things, and I won't be able to see them. And I like it when I'm sitting on the settee around Gary's house, my nephew's house, and one or both of the children come and just simply sit next to me, watching the telly. The crap, I nearly swore then, the crap that those two watching the telly is unbelievable. Harry likes to watch computer games. Isn't that the strangest thing? I gather this is quite normal for young children to watch someone else playing a computer game. How odd is that? I cannot imagine that in the past, when I used to play computer games, and I didn't play many computer games, really the one I played more than anything else was Pac-Man. That one. That was the one I used to play. And we used to, when I was in the Scouts, they had a Pac-Man machine. This is 83, 82, round about 1980, somewhere around that. And after Scouts, there would be me, Philip Thompson, Tim Cruikshank, and Mark Edwards. We all used to go up to this minicab office because they had a Pac-Man machine, a Galactican machine. That was the other one I played, Galactican, and Space Invaders and Asteroids. And my favourite was Galactican. That's the one it was a bit like Space Invaders, right? And it had like a main mothership at the top and other little ships there, and they would come down. It would go boo, and little ships would come down, boo, and you got your firing thing at the bottom, as they would come down, and then when all the little ones had come down, finally the mothership would come down, boo, and you'd have to try and destroy it. That was Galactican. And Pac-Man as well. Pac-Man. Boo! And then the little ghosts come out, don't they? We used to love it. Used to love playing these computer games in this minicab office. None of us had there were no games consoles then, other than Pong. Pong or Ping. Was it Ping or Pong or Pong Ping? I can't remember now. And that was the two tennis bats, wasn't it? One either side, you beep, boop, boop, and the ball would be going backwards and forwards, and that's what it was in black and white. So if you wanted to play computer games, you had to go where there was an arcade or at least an arcade machine. And the minicab office, which was where we were living in Roehampton, which is in southwest London at the time before we moved, or before I moved anyway. And you put, I think it was 10 pence, you put 10 pence in and you played the game. Wonderful. And we'd be in there for an hour and a half. You know, the minicab people were in there. They didn't seem to worry that these boys had come out and they were just putting money in the machine. It's just another way of making. It's not like we were drinking or well, we were smoking actually. We were smoking. Yes. We've got a message here from Simon saying YouTube is playing up. As from yesterday, not getting shows listed in my subscriptions. Yes, you're not the only one to report that, Simon. It does seem to be a YouTube thing. It's not something that I've done. There's a few problems happening at the moment with YouTube. They must be trying to change something and it's not quite working out right. Presumably that will be sorted at some point. Not by me, but by YouTube, okay? And we would quite happily be there, and we were smoking. I don't know what we were, 15 years old, all smoking John Player number 6. Oh, dear me. John Player number 6 cigarettes. Who remembers those? And we buy 10. We never bought 20. We bought 10 at a time. We smoking away, playing these computer games in the minicab office. But I cannot imagine for one moment me going home, if of course we couldn't do this then because that wasn't available. I cannot imagine going home and putting on a channel, or there was no internet of course, but even if there was, I can't imagine going home and watching someone else playing Pac-Man. I don't get it. Great nephew Harry, 6, he quite happily puts on and he finds, and they find actual games that they like, that they watched before, of someone playing a computer game. How weird is that? I just don't understand why you'd want to watch someone else playing a computer game with a little joystick. Don't get it. That being said, you know, I love it when I'm sitting on that settee and one or two of the children come over, one sits either side or jumps on your lap or whatever, and then just sits there and starts watching the telly. But they have a very short attention span, you know. They can say, Chris, because I can connect my phone to Gary's telly, you know, so I can get the YouTube up here. I was like, Chris, can we watch cat videos or something like that? Evie, who's the little girl, she's got a very strange taste in videos. She has, what do you want to watch today, Evie? Can we watch crocodiles eating cats? Honest. And her mum goes, why do you want to watch that? Harry likes dropping videos as well as watching other people playing computer games. He likes dropping videos. Now, what are they? Okay, so there's this group of lads. It's either America or Australia. Actually, I think there's two of them. I think some of them in America and some are in Australia. I can't remember the names of them now. Their logo is DP. One of them, their logo is DP. Perhaps you'll know what this is. Anyway, basically, they get stuff and they drop it. And they drop it from great heights. They seem to have this place that they go to where there's this great big structure that's been built, and they take stuff up there. They might have, for example, a block of ice, okay, on the ground, big block of ice, right? And then they take something up all these steps, up, very, very high, like an anvil. You know, those big metal things, like an anvil, and literally they hold it over the top and drop it down on the ice and film the results. And then they play it back in slow motion. It's all very clever. They make a lot of money doing that. You know, I'm actually considering on the show today, I'm actually considering filming myself jumping out of the window onto lots of spikes. Just for views. Is that a good idea or not? That's the sort of thing Harry likes watching. People dropping stuff and watching it smash open and all that. But I can't do that now. Even if I go up the caravan now, I will have to sit there on my own, do my show as usual. I won't be able to go swimming. There's some wonderful walks up there. You can walk for miles and miles and not see anyone. There really is some lovely walks. So that is a little option that I've got. As long as we're able to still move around, because I can get from here to there without touching anyone other than perhaps a petrol pump. That's about it. You know, I don't have any of that sticky hand stuff, unfortunately. I have none of that at all. So touching the petrol pump, I suppose, is a risk in itself. Is that the only risk I would have going up there? Yeah, probably. Probably. If I took my own food up there... from here, I wouldn't have to go to the shops. It's just all so discombobulating, isn't it? It really is. It's awful. Rachel says, Michael Lawrence, all the kids will be using the internet from tomorrow, Chris. Well, we'll see how that holds up then. I'm on Virgin Media here. Rarely do we have a problem on the Virgin Media. Fingers crossed we'll be able to carry on as we are now. Ray, type Central Station post, they changed it yesterday. Dave on Fridays, karaoke closed on Sundays, and all underground cancelled. So Dave is indeed there on Fridays, so that's been changed again. So we should have... What's today? Today is Friday, isn't it? So presumably Dave will be doing the karaoke at Central Station tonight rather. Whether anyone will be there, I do not know. They were telling me that there was hardly anyone in the pub, but I do... You know, in one sense, I want people to go there because they're wonderful people, Duncan and Martin. They've been very good to me over the last 5 years. I like to think I've been good to them as well, but nevertheless, they've been very good to me, so I'd hate anything to sort of go badly wrong money-wise with what they have there, because it doesn't... I think a lot of these people, they don't make a lot of money. Well, they do make money, right? But it's all taken back again in business taxes and VAT and wages, and I don't think they come out with much at the end of the day, really. And to close for any sort of period of time is an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. So in one side, I want people to go there and spend their money to keep them afloat, and in the other side, I want them to stay at home and not put themselves at risks. What do you do? The choice is yours. At the moment, the choice is yours. I'm not sure that the choice is going to be yours for much longer, to be honest. There's a little article here from Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan, who's the Mayor of London, who says he's warned Londoners they will be forced out of pubs if they keep ignoring the coronavirus advice. Revelers in the Sun this morning are still flocking to pubs in the capital, and Mr. Khan fears lives will be put at risk by those flouting guidance from the experts. There's pictures that have shown boozed up British people spilling out of clubs and bars as they continue to ignore government advice. Pub goers have been slammed on social media after cases of the killer bug rose. London Mayor said civil liberties will have to be infringed to save lives, as the government announced it could shut down parts of London to slow spread of the virus. He said there's still too many people being witnessed in our streets, our bars, in our cabs, using the tubes and using the buses. So, I mean, they may well close them. I'd be very surprised if they keep all this stuff open. Very surprised. But people just seem to think they're indestructible, don't they? Eddie V, thank you, Rachel. Eddie V is the bloke who does his own little videos there. And they're there, you know, if you want to be entertained, watch. If you like, stay. If you don't, go. No need to put comments on people if you don't like them. Simply just don't watch, you know. And he will have his own little followers and a few people that like him and people that don't like him, the same as me. Few people like what I do. Some people don't. That's just how it is. You can't please everyone all of the time, or some people any of the time, to be honest. Good morning to Jerry Millen. Morning, Jerry. Mandy Mick says you're only picking on him because he's driving and can't answer back. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Mandy, you know, no excuse. Just because he's driving, it doesn't mean you can't dish it out, my love. Yes. More pain and suffering for Mick this morning, I think. That's an excellent idea. Mark says I can pick on him anytime. Thank you, Mark. I look forward to doing that. Good morning to Rowan Riley. Morning to you, Rowan, this morning. Hello to you. Adrian, I hope you're not going to miss me too much. I'm going shopping for his mum. Good luck with your shopping for your mum. Top marks for going shopping for your mum. But you're correct. I won't miss you. Thank you, Adrian. Rachel picked up an old game machine from a car boot. It's Grandstand Astro Wars. What the actual console? Like a fruit machine. It's sort of that size, or a console. I had games consoles over the years. But I found I used them once. Oh, I can't be bothered with this. I'm a bit like that with computer games. I have no interest in them at all. I know when I'm on the dating apps, often you'll see in the descriptions, avid gamer. And I thought, oh, that's one of those people that just sits there in a settee all day with a joystick. How unexciting is that? But that's their thing, isn't it, you see? Rowan says, I read YouTube is slowing down its streaming. It's not 100% sure. No, I don't think it's anything to do with that, Rowan. People aren't getting their notifications. And also, yesterday's show, if you look back on yesterday's show for a mobile device like a phone, it seems to have gone in 360. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's very, very strange. Did I show you Heidi's picture yet? Have I shown you Heidi's picture that she sent in this morning? Hang on a minute, I've got to send you Heidi's... We haven't done this yet, have we? Talking about the fairy lights and that. Heidi's put her fairy lights up and she sent in a picture of herself. There you go. There's Heidi and her fairy lights. She looks very pleased with those, doesn't she? Eh? So that's what you've got to do, boys and girls. Get yourself happy and get those fairy lights up immediately. Hers are white. I quite like the multicoloured ones. You know, I've got multicoloured fairy lights all around my fence here and all around my little wooden veranda up at the caravan. They all come on automatically. I've just changed the times, actually, on them, you know, because we're now coming into lighter days, so I reduce the time, which I want to save myself a little bit of electricity. Rachel's seen those dropping videos, dropping things onto a trampoline. Yep, we've seen that one, Rachel. Can't remember DP. Their logo is definitely DP. Does anyone know what it is? It's a shame Gary's not there this morning. He probably didn't get the... People aren't getting the notifications at the moment. I don't know. Tay, my boss is doing nothing different. Other vet clinics in my area are offering curbside-only service, keeping their staff as safe as possible. Yes, of course, we don't think about pets, do we? You know, pets still get sick, not necessarily with coronavirus, but they've got to be looked after, haven't they? Our little loved ones. My mate's got 5 cats. 5. Oh, I'm missing those. Can't go and see the cats or anything. Ray, Paul, our friend the Duchess at the George and Dragon in Greenwich, has decided to close the pub completely. I think you would do the same, Chris? Yes. Yes, I would, Ray. I would do the same. And I'll be honest with you, Ray, I would do the same and worry about the money consequences later. I would. I really would, you know, but it's up to people what they do. I understand people. I understand people that have got concerns, and many self-employed people are living from one day to the next, money-wise. It also has to be said that also many people, entertainers in particular, do not put anything aside for a rainy day. I've always been taught to do that. You know, they get their whatever it is, £100, £200 in the end, and they're straight to the bar. They put nothing away. Nothing is saved for a rainy day when they've got it. And there's plenty of people like that. My heart goes out to people who do live one day at a time and just don't have the money coming in to save anything. But there are also plenty of people out there who've got a lot of cash coming in and have had a lot of cash coming in and do not put anything aside for a rainy day. How stupid can you be? But they don't, and you try and teach them over the years to do this. You know, you must put something in reserve in case something goes wrong. And here we are. Something has gone wrong, big time. You know, save for a rainy day. Well, believe me, it's drizzling at the moment, but it's about to pour down. The rain is about to pour down. I'm telling you that now. Yes, I wonder, that's a good idea, Rachel. As we're having a problem with notifications at the moment, I know some of you get them. I know some of you are getting them, but as we've got a problem with YouTube notifications at the moment, Rachel has suggested if you don't mind sharing the YouTube link to your various walls so that other people can notice who are usually with us and are not getting the notifications. I mean, the people like, I expect most of you keep an eye on the Facebook. Oh, there's one there now, and you don't really need the notification, but it just isn't working. There you are. Mix YouTube is playing big time. I can't get on to Chris's channel. There you go. Look at that. There you go. It's having problems there. We've been having this for a while, for a couple of days now with YouTube. They're up to something. What happens when your rainy day money runs out? Don't know, Simon. Don't know. Don't know how long it will rain for. All I know is it's going to rain for a long time, isn't it? A very long time. Is it? Did anyone get their notification this morning on YouTube? I'm starting to wonder if anyone got it at all. Eh? Do let us know. All right. Still haven't yet been brave enough for the haircut. As you know, it's going to have to be done soon. I've decided I probably will do it on a live feed. Okay? I'll probably do the haircut on a live feed, and we'll see how we get on there. Yeah, Fran couldn't get on yesterday. So Fran wasn't able to get on yesterday. Good morning, Fran. Paul went to his pharmacy for his meds refill. They had a one person at a time in the shop. Works fine while it's not raining. Yeah, I suppose so. I was going to talk about Pontins and Butlins, but we've gone a little bit further than I thought we'd go today with time. So we'll leave that one for now. We were talking about it the other day. We were talking about Pontins. Nice to see the Green Goddess back on BBC Breakfast this morning. Yeah, Green Goddess. Paul got his notification. So did Rachel. Sean didn't. So some people are getting it. Other people aren't. Adrian did. Michael did. Colin did. Isn't it strange? Some people are getting it and some people aren't. Gary, my nephew Gary, he rung me yesterday and he said it wasn't even appearing on my YouTube channel. You know, you got several pictures on there and the one at the top should have a little live, live, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there. And in fact, even after we finished the show, it didn't appear there. And then I said, well, are you just looking at one gadget? And he said, yes, it was his phone he was looking at. I said, try Stacey's, that's his wife. Went over to Stacey's and it was there. It was on hers and not his. And then he went back to his and it appeared. It's weird. I don't know what's going on there with the YouTube thing. I'm not sure technically how some of these things work. Do YouTube have like... I understand the thing of servers. Okay, could some people be connected to anyone computer will know this. Any computer people will know this. Could some people be watching on one server that's working properly, and other people are watching on via another server and that's not working properly? Does it work like that, or am I completely out of my depth here? I am out of my depth. I don't know anything how that works at all. Tay got a YouTube notification this morning, but yesterday your video didn't show on the subscription area. There you go. But I got a notification. There you go. It didn't work on there either. LaBelle got it on Facebook. Yeah, strange. Strange. Anyway, as I say, the Green Goddess on BBC Breakfast this morning, if you remember her years ago, she used to do the exercising. You know, so halfway through the show, she'd do all this stuff. She had this green leotard on. Well, she's still around. She's still around. She's going to be well into her 60s now. And it was nice to see her on the telly this morning. And she was doing like exercising on a chair. You don't even have to get up from the chair and just doing all this business. And actually, you know, you think you're not doing a lot. See how long you can go like that for. I bet you can't go that long like that, can you? I reckon Mark Bowles is good at exercising, and I do hope that you're going to give me some instructions soon, Mark. I really do. You know, make sure you've got a nice little pair of tight white shorts for me when you sit on when you come down and do your exercising for me, Mark. Thanks very much. All right. So Green guys, where's the business news? The business news seems to have stopped. Probably because there's no business going on, I would guess. But there was no business news this morning, or what do they call it now? Work life. I don't know what idiot decided to change the title of that. BBC, I mean, it made sense, you know, 8:30. What used to happen on the BBC Breakfast Time? Okay, so it'd be on the news channel and BBC One Colour, right? Until 8:30. And at 27 minutes past 8, they do the local opt-outs. So that's where you have your London news, look north, look east, reporting Scotland, South West today. They do the local opt-outs for about 2.5, 3 minutes. And then at 8:30, the channel would split. And on BBC News 24, you'd have the BBC Business News. And on BBC One would continue breakfast time. So it would split at that point. BBC Business News was renamed some months ago now to Work Life. I mean, what a stupid title. What does that mean? You know, if you were to talk to the person who decided to call it that, they would come out with some pathetic excuse now and instruction on why it was changed from BBC Business, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? If you're telling business news, why not call it BBC Business News? No, some idiot decided to be very modern and now calls it BBC Work Life. God, anyway, it wasn't there this morning. So I don't know what's happened to that, whether that's now been cancelled until businesses get up and running again, because they're falling like flies. They're falling like flies. Let me tell you, if we get all through this, most of us, hopefully, if we all get through this, God knows what it's going to be like at the other end, economy-wise. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be. There's going to be so many people out of jobs. And this, that and the other. It's happening now. It's starting. It's already started. Dreadful, dreadful. Let's have a look here. Tay, your server idea is sound. Some games run multiple servers. I would expect YouTube does it as well. Right. Okay. So some people could be watching. So I'm sending my show out, and it go. Let me try and think how this works, and you'll tell me if this is right or not. I'm sending my show out to a box. Okay, that box is connected to other boxes, sending out my show, right? And you won't be watching on the box that I'm sending it to, but to one of the other little boxes that's connected to my big box. And one of those, or more, might not be working properly. Does that sound sound? Does that sound sound? Does that sound roughly what happens, to be in the most basic terms so even I can understand it? Dear me. Paul, some person known as the BBC was a large meeting of lots of people decide that. Well, what a load of idiots. In that case, how can you change a name that means something to something that means nothing at all? Whether or not you explain it, I mean, to have to explain why you changed the name in the first place kind of indicates to me that it was a bad idea, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Have you had your tablets today? Of course, 10 o'clock I had my tablets. 10 o'clock I have my tablets. So that's the Green Goddess. Also back on BBC Breakfast was the delightful Miss Smarty Pants herself, Naga Monchetti, who looks like she's been on holiday. She looks even more of a beautiful colour than she normally is. She had the bright lipstick. I quite like her. She is Miss Smarty Pants. You wouldn't want to have a row with her. You really wouldn't want to have a row with Naga Monchetti, would you? Good. Film I started watching last night. It was all right. That's all I'll say. I haven't finished it yet. On Netflix, Lost Girls. Lost Girl or Girls? I think it's Girl. Lost Girl, which is about this girl that goes missing, basically. Her mother discovers that she was doing drugs and prostitution, and of course the police get in and say, you know, did you know your does drugs? My girl doesn't do drugs. And of course that's often the case, isn't it? You know, parents will stand there and scream until they're blue in the face that their delightful little children has never and will never do drugs, whereas because they don't know, they hide it. They hide it. I mean, what child is going, oh, excuse me, Mum, oh, I've just done an ecstasy tablet. That doesn't happen, does it? They keep it secret. They don't tell you. You do not always know your own children and what they're up to. I mean, just imagine the amount of mothers and fathers I've spoken to. Oh no, not Johnny, not little Johnny. He wouldn't do something like that. No, I know him really well. You go around the corner and there he is smoking a spliff, you know, with his mates. Ray Reynolds, they changed BBC Breakfast this morning. So it was changed this morning. It stopped at 9 o'clock, and then BBC One and BBC News took over on both channels for an hour, with the finance included, all from London. Right. Okay, so the business news is now on at 9 o'clock. So they've moved that from 8:30, haven't they? Okay, they've moved on from 8:30. Have you set Alexa to remind you about your tablets? No, I don't need to, Fran. It's so regular. It's normal in my life now. I don't forget my tablets ever. Very, very rarely do I forget them. Tay, yes, that's what happens. You send it to your local server, My Big Box, then it goes to another one, and then it goes into... Right, okay. Sounds to me like one or two of the servers are not working properly. Have you gone shopping? No, not yet. I'm still here. Hello? All right, darling. What else have we got here? It's the spring equinox. Today is the spring equinox, and it means we can finally say goodbye to winter. Bye-bye. That's the other thing, of course. For some reason, viruses don't survive as well as it gets warmer, and I think this is what the government are banking on. You know, if it suddenly gets hot, so sometimes we have some really hot Easters, as you well know. It can kind of go one way or the other Easter, can't it? We've had snow on Easter, and we've had 80 degrees temperatures at Easter, 25 centigrade, you know. We've had some wonderful Easters, and I think the government is banking on the weather warming up soon, and then possibly this damn thing not spreading so well. Anyway, today apparently is the spring equinox, meaning we can finally wave goodbye to winter and say hello to spring. When it's spring again, I'll bring to you tulips from Amsterdam. I've actually got tulips outside growing in pots at the moment. They come back, third year they've come back, these. Daffodils not so good. No, daffodils, I seem to get 1 or 2 years out of daffodils and then they start coming up blind. For some reason, I think someone said because you're not splitting them up. Well, not many come back up anyway. Really, daffodils. I don't know why. The tulips do seem to come back quite regularly, and the other ones that seem to come back really regularly is hyacinths. Beautiful hyacinths. I love the smell of a hyacinth, don't you? You can often get them in supermarkets and all that around Christmas time, and they come in a little pot like that. Put them in the house and the flowers, and then don't chuck them away. Go and put them in a garden, or if you haven't got a garden, go and put them in like a communal place somewhere, or maybe if you've got a forest near you, just go to the forest with your what you think is a dead bulb, but it's not, you know, and dig it in. Yeah, as long as you're allowed to do that. You know, some places wouldn't allow you to do that. I don't know what the restrictions would be. Yeah, I would imagine that would be classed as criminal damage to some of the councils that are always looking for you to make a mistake so that they can fine you some money. to pay their great big fat members of staff who are high up the ladder, you know. But never chuck away a bulb. No, try and find somewhere that you can legally plant it. And it will come back again, unless it's a daffodil. The daffodils don't really come back from me. Hyacinths I've got in the garden, they must have come back 4, 5, 6 times now. They always come back. They don't last very long. They last longer than poppies. Poppies don't last long at all. Christ. And in my garden, again, I've got some poppies that come back year in, year out. Great big things they are. Let me tell you, when they open, they are beautiful. You're lucky to get 24 hours out of them. Seriously, you're lucky to get 24 hours out of them. And then you go to bed and the next day you come out, they're done, they're gone. They are so beautiful, poppies. Great big red, you can get blue ones as well. Poppies when they open up like that. Anyway, it's spring. The equinox, otherwise known as the vernal equinox, occurs because the tilt of the Earth in relation to the Sun. For those of us here in the Northern Hemisphere, it marks the start of spring, while for Southern Hemisphere, it marks the start of autumn. So we're just coming into autumn there in Australia. Actually, now that I think about it, Australia has been hit by this coronavirus. Now, they're very hot there. So perhaps this particular virus is not so heat sensitive as the flu one. Because they are getting it in Australia, presumably, and it's been very hot there. Always is in summer. So maybe it's not affected by heat. Oh, I don't know about that now. It says this year's spring equinox is taking place today, Friday, March the 20th. The Met Office explains spring is the meteorological calendar, is the season beginning in March and ending in May. So we are now in the meteorological springtime. Okay. And there's various things that people do to celebrate the spring equinox. It says equinoxes and solstices mark key stages in the astronomical cycle of the Earth. Stand by for your raffle tickets, boys and girls. The March equinox has been long celebrated as the time of rebirth in the Northern Hemisphere. Many cultures celebrate spring festivals and holidays around March, like Easter and Passover. However, there are a few more unorthodox celebrations, some of which date back thousands of years. If you're looking for a way to mark the occasion, here are 5 weird traditions to give you some inspiration. So here we go. Balance an egg. Balance an egg. There is an ancient Chinese belief that you can stand an egg on its end on the first day of spring. The theory goes that due to the sun's equidistant position between the poles of the Earth at the time of the equinox, special gravitational forces will apply. This is, of course, nonsense, but it does still make for a fun party game. You can save your eggs to paint on Easter Day. Here's another one. Throwing coloured powder. Throwing coloured powder. Holi, H-O-L-I, Holi, is an ancient Hindu festival. I don't know if we've got any Hindus watching the show this morning. An ancient Hindu festival celebrating the victory of good over evil. It takes place each year around the time of the vernal equinox. Known as the Festival of Colour, it's celebrated by tossing vibrant coloured powders onto each other and dancing in the street. Da, 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 calling out around the world. Are you ready for a brand new day? This year, Holi was on March the 9th. How about wearing a shamrock? The symbolic plant of the equinox in Druidry is the shamrock or trefoil, which is also customarily worn on St. Patrick's Day. The 3 leaves, shaped like hearts, were associated with the triple goddess of Celtic mythology, otherwise known as the 3 Morgans. This is all in the Daily Mirror this morning. The shamrock is thought to be symbolic of the regenerative powers of nature. How about plant seeds? Number 4, plant seeds. The spring equinox is a symbolic of rebirth, renewal and growth. And in ancient Italy, it was traditional for women to plant seeds in the gardens of Adonis on this day. The custom persists in Sicily, where women plant seeds of grains, lentils, fennel, lettuce or flowers in baskets and pots. When they sprout, the stalks are tied with red ribbons and flowers are placed on graves on Good Fridays, symbolising the triumph of life over death. And one more we've got here is visit an ancient monument. Probably not advised at the moment, actually. Many of the world's ancient monuments were built as astrological calendars to map the movement of the sun over the course of the year. The equinox is therefore a great time to visit these monuments, as they are often aligned to make the most of the sun's unique position in the sky. At Stonehenge in Wiltshire, the sun can be seen rising precisely between two stones, while at Chichen Itza in Mexico, the rising sun transforms one edge of the giant pyramid into a blazing serpent, representing the Mayan god Cuculcan. So there we are. That's some of the other ways that the spring equinox is celebrated. Not an awful lot to celebrate at the moment, I'm afraid, boys and girls. Let's have a look. Scrolling. Good morning, Scammer Basher. Morning, Scammer Basher. Hello to you. Michael, thanks for reminding me we're in autumn at the moment. Won't be long for winter. Oh, come on, Michael. Winter? You want to come here, mate, and experience winter? That you do not have winter in Australia. Their idea of winter is like 15 degrees centigrade or something like that. They were walking around in coats. I never forget the first time I went to Australia, which was their autumn. Of course, I'm walking around in a t-shirt. They've all got coats on. It was like 70 degrees, 20 centigrade. And they've all got coats on. Very strange. Very, very strange. Mike Cording. Good morning, Mark. Sorry, Mark. Morning, Mark. He's late. He's not been going to pubs, saving money, catching up on recorded Sky plus TV. At least I've got 4 months of Casualty. Well, when you finish with that 4 months of Casualty, I'm afraid there's no more. They've stopped filming. Casualty, Holby, Doctors, which I didn't even know existed, Doctors, and EastEnders. Okay, they're cut down to 2 EastEnders at the moment, in the hope of stretching out what they've already got in the can. Once it's run out, they're not filming. Not filming at the moment. That's what's happened there. So don't binge watch it because you'll run out of stuff. Raffle tickets now, boys and girls. If you want a raffle ticket, please speak now. Fran, where's the eggs that you speak of? Not at my supermarket. Still stripping. Yeah, I could do with some eggs, actually. Yeah. I'll go and post my letters. I don't want to go in Aldi. I don't want to go in Aldi. I'll try the co-op and see how busy it is in there, I think. Right. Mark's going to miss Casualty. Yeah, me too. I didn't know you was a Casualty fan, Mark. I'm a big fan of Casualty. Big fan. Here we go with the raffle tickets then. Michael Bowman. Ticket number 5. There were no raffle tickets yesterday, if you're wondering, boys and girls, okay? There were no raffle tickets given out at all yesterday. Tony King. Ticket number 6. We're on grey tickets now. Number 6. Tony King, number 6. Mark Bowles, number 7. Sean, number 8. Diane Jebb, 9. Michael Lawrence, 10. Anyone else? Ticket number 10, Mark Cording. Number 11. Is that everyone? Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Of course, if you're watching the show as a silent viewer, then you can get your raffle ticket by email, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Just send us a little email there and I'll happily provide you with a raffle ticket. Or you can text, okay? I'll let you text as well. You can always text for a raffle ticket. Remember, you can only have 1 raffle ticket per show, okay? If you get one by one method, don't try and claim by another method because you'll be deleted from all raffle tickets. Ross Herndon, thank you, Ross. Number 12. Thank you, Ross. And Fran Green. Unlucky for some, maybe not for you, Fran. Ticket number 13. Anyone else for the raffle tickets this morning? Please speak now, oh gorgeous ones, or forever hold thy tongue. Have I missed anyone out? Then speak as well, okay? While you're deciding whether or not you want a raffle ticket, I shall now do today's birthdays. Joey Millen, ticket number 14 for Joey. Where's your girlfriend, Joey? I haven't seen her for ages. What's wrong with her? Is she all right? What's her name? Is it Anita? Anita? Oh, can't remember her name. Begins with A, doesn't it? Amelia. Where's Amelia? Haven't seen her for a while. Is she busy? Let's do today's birthdays. And then I'll come back to your raffle tickets there, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this Friday. Aha! We got a special birthday today. On this Friday, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. 15 for Rachel. 15 for Rachel. Rachel. Mandy, 16. There we go. I knew there were some people missing. Anyone else I've missed out? Please speak now. Please speak now if I've missed you out. Mick Davenport, there he is, 17. Mickey D. Mickey D. All right, I'll come back to your messages in a moment after we've done today's birthdays. First of all, boys and girls, a very special happy birthday to Mr. Tom Edwards. Yeah, Tom baby. Happy birthday to Mr. Tom Edwards, continuity announcer on Thames Television. Happy birthday, Tom. I met up with Tom for the first time, over a year and a half ago now, and we get on like a house on fire. As I say, he was one of the continuity announcers on Thames, Anglia Television, HTV and Central. He's been all over the radio. He used to present Look East on BBC. That was the local magazine show at 6:30, I think it used to be. Radio, he did pirate radio, done everything. Radio 2, everything. Happy birthday to you, Tom. I'm pleased to be your friend, my dear. Happy birthday, Tom Edwards. Happy birthday today to Carol McNamara, 56 years old. Peter Hodge-Naki. Good morning, Peter. Happy birthday to you. Robert Irvine. Happy birthday, Robert. Charlie Opia Wood. Happy birthday, 23. Here's the harp. Oh, I love it. Let's see if we get away with this bit of music. We might have the copyright police on this one. Robin Thomas, 49 years old today. Happy birthday, Robin. Did I do Charlie Wood? Charlie Wood, might have done you already. Sorry, I got carried away with the music there. 23 today, Charlie. Robert Barker, good morning, Robert. Happy birthday to you. Matty Thorne, good morning, Matty. Good picture there, Matty. Happy birthday to you. John Peters today is 65 years old. And Ivan Gubat today is 55 years old. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, boys and girls. All right. Mark says that no casualty tomorrow has been replaced by the Avengers movie. Oh, I don't think I've seen that, Mark. Oh, there'll be something to watch tomorrow, the Avengers movie. I don't think I've ever seen that. Ah, there's Amelia. Good morning, Amelia. Just checking in on you, my dear. Good morning, Amelia. Colin Coates wants a raffle ticket, number 18 for you, Colin. Colin Coates, ticket number 18 for you. Anyone else there? Oh, hang on. Where's I saw something from Rachel then. Where's it gone? Bruce Willis was 65 yesterday. Well, Bruce isn't on my list of people that I know, I'm afraid. So we can't wish him a happy birthday. You know, I'm talking about real stars here, like Tom Edwards, darling. Bruce Willis, I mean, he's been in a couple of films, yeah. But he weren't on the telly as much as Tom, my love. Certainly not. I only do people I know, unless I'm in chariots. What else have we got there? Diane, lots of people wishing people happy birthday. Thank you, LaBelle. Ticket number 19 for LaBelle. Ticket number 19 for LaBelle this morning. Radio City. Yeah, that's right. He was on the Radio City as well, Tom, wasn't he? Good. That's it. Thank you very much, boys and girls. We've had a bit of fun this morning. We haven't quite done the list of stuff that we're going to do. We always get sidetracked onto other stuff and what have you. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully I'll see you again at some point tomorrow morning, boys and girls. I'll go and post your letters now of the stuff that you bought yesterday. A few people bought some bits and pieces, hats and T-shirts and just thought I'd hit the button then too early. And I should take those down the post office and see if I can get in that chemist for my little asthma thing. I can't see myself going in Asda. Certainly not. It'd be far too busy. But I'll report back tomorrow and see. I'll let you know how busy it was in there. All right. Enjoy your Friday, boys and girls, and I'll see you again very soon. Have a good day. Bye bye now.